Hi guys, today we're going to talk about getting a conditional offer from an MBA program. And a lot of times we get calls from prospective clients in a bit of a panic saying, oh my God, this institution, Harvard, LBS, whoever, gave me a few weeks and they said, I can get into the program, but I need this score. And this is much more common than you might think, especially if you haven't been through the application process before. Schools are incredibly defensive when it comes to maintaining their GMAT average, their GPA average, and their face to the world. But a piece of feedback like this is actually a huge positive. When a school tells you that, what they're telling you is that you're a really prime candidate. They like you, they want you. And either they need the higher score in order to maintain their sort of credentials, which seems a little silly, but that's how things work, or because they're not confident that you're going to have the skills to succeed in their program. And a key sort of secret of admissions is that when you get into the program, that's the hardest part. Programs are designed for you to succeed from. They don't want attrition. Whether we're talking MBA program or medical school or college, when they let you in with the idea that you're going to thrive and graduate and represent them well in your future endeavors. Yeah, he's a Harvard man. That sort of attitude is what is driving the admissions process. So once you're in, it's as if you've graduated. So this is a huge incentive to bring this score up and should make you feel really good about everything that you've presented. So whether or not the school is worried about your abilities, what they want is validation of their choice. And typically, they say this only when you're within shouting distance, as they say, for this score. If they want you to get a 700, they're going to tell you that if you have a 680 or 670. If you have a 550, they're not going to have been bothered saying so. And typically, these schools, these programs, especially want to cement your quantitative skills. So a lot of times the profile of someone who receives a conditional admission is that they have a pretty good GMAT score, except it's weighted on one side or the other, typically strong verbal and the quant somewhere in the 40th, 50th, 60th percentile. And they want to be assured that the quant heavy subject matter, finance, accounting, statistics, isn't going to leave you in the dust as soon as you land at the program. So what can be done in this case? The good news is that many times these scoring changes need to be incremental, but also that if your profile warrants a conditional admission, it means that there's a lot of room to grow. And this is an opportunity not just to grow your ability to perform on the GMAT, but to grow a whole set of skills that will allow you to thrive in the MBA program and thrive in your career beyond. So, especially if you're really type A, this represents a great opportunity to preload a skill set that's going to give you a lot of positives on the back end. And you should look at it like that, as needing to learn how to kayak or fly a plane or something else, in addition to everything else you bring to the table. You're adding this skill that until now you probably haven't had. You've probably been sort of limping along and getting the score you've gotten through some hard work, but also through relying on tried and true methods that you've received coming through academia, middle school, elementary school, college, but mostly when you were younger. We were instilled with these ideas about how to parse a sentence or how to multiply fractions, and we use them until they break down. And on the GMAT, because it's an adaptive exam, they will push us to the point where our skills no longer serve us well. And that's usually somewhere in the 50th, 60th percentile. So the goal here, when you've got a conditional acceptance, isn't simply to push it 10 more points and work what you know a little harder, but really tear down a lot of what you know and get a more contextual, more holistic understanding of the math or of the English language that will allow you to be much more critical and much more creative when you visit these new concepts in your MBA program. So if you get a conditional acceptance, don't worry, don't panic. Give us a call, we'll talk to you about your options, and normally this is a very treatable thing. That is, the academic programs know when they give you a conditional acceptance that it's a very surmountable obstacle, and we can help you on your way there. Thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you again soon.